will support our law enforcement. Schuette will fight to ensure parents have a seat at the table in their children's education. Voting should be honest and easy, which is why Bill G. Schuette supports common sense photo ID requirements for elections. On August 2nd, vote for the conservative Republican you can trust, Bill G. Schuette.
I'm Bill G. Schuette, and this ad was paid for by Bill G. Schuette for state representative. I've briefed generals. I can stand up to Democrats in Lansing.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced law in mid-Michigan for over 3 decades. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you have learned about estate planning, asset protection planning, avoiding nursing home costs, and how to save the family farm. Would you like to understand more about these topics? I am offering 3 free e-booklets about estate planning, farm succession planning, and Medicaid planning.
To get your free e-booklet, go to jerryreiflawyer.com to download any or all of the e-booklets or call 989-790-1461 to request a copy.
My e-booklet, Understanding Medicaid, describes Medicaid, Medicare, and the difference between them. If estate planning is confusing to you, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning Basics, and you'll find that it is a helpful guide for your future planning. If you have a farming operation and want to save it for future generations, then get my e-booklet, Estate Planning for Farmers.
If you want any of these free e-booklets, go to jerryreiflawyer.com or call 989-790-1461 to request your free copy.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers. Cabrera.
Line drive, base hit over the outstretched glove of Clement. Barnhart in, Baez coming home, throw to the plate, not in time. Head first slide for Baez. Cabrera down to second. 2-run single, and the Tigers take a 5-2 lead here in the 5th.
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by Stevens Cycle, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Stan's Gold Mine. All season long, it's Detroit Tigers Baseball on WSGW. Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, a mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a pretty good day. We're sitting indoors where there's a whole lot of air conditioning. Thank goodness out there. Jonathan Dent along with me this morning. John, not too bad here in Radio Center, but a little bit earlier. Were you out golfing, or was that somebody else that was out there?
I'm not a golfer. Nope.
I think we had a closest to the pin.
That's true.
Morning.
We did.
And I guess it was, it was just fine. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Not all that bad of a start to the day.
No.
But kind of like what we saw yesterday, only a little bit more humid. We're going to work our way up close to 90 degrees. Where are we right now?
Well, right now over at the airport, they're reporting 84. We're already up over that 80-degree mark. We weren't quite there yesterday at this time. In Midland, they've got 87. They're rapidly approaching that 90 degrees. And here at Radio Center, we've also got 84, relative humidity of 61, though.
Yeah.
So that's going to drive that heat index up.
Yep, it sure is. So we could very easily see a feels like temperature by the end of the day in triple digits, because we're looking for a high temperature. Yesterday I said 90 degrees. Officially it was 89.
Okay.
At the airport, and also down in Flint.
But it felt like 90.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My pickup said 90 degrees on the dashboard. 95 is what we're looking at. So with that humidity hanging around 60%, it is really going to be a sticky day. As we take a look at much of the continental United States, we have a very unusual situation today, because we've been hearing about all of the record-breaking heat off to the west. And now that record-breaking heat is moving eastward. And of course, it's affecting us here in Michigan, and it will be affecting a lot of folks along the East Coast. So for the first time in many, many years, the lower 48, every state is going to be looking at temperatures relatively close to record high temperatures for this time of the year. Now, for us, the record high is 99, and that was set way back in 1930 and then tied in 1935. That was the Dust Bowl era, as we've been telling you all about. And interesting as it may be, the 1930s, when we had the Dust Bowl, it was shared by practically every state in the lower 48 as well at that time. So we're not in unprecedented times, but we are seeing some pretty warm temperatures. And taking a look at the Dallas-Fort Worth weather forecast I saw about 4:30 this morning, they were talking triple digits for the next 10 days in a row for that part of the country. So it is going to be very, very, very warm. We've got a low pressure system over the Dakotas, but it's not really doing much of anything other than drafting more air up at us, warm air, moist air. Unfortunately, there's not enough moisture there to really generate any thunderstorm activity other than just some real spotty stuff. And that's what we're going to be looking at a little bit later this afternoon, especially over in Michigan's thumb and in northern Michigan. There's going to be these isolated cells that pop up. It's the lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer that a song was made about years and years ago. It's July, and that's what we're looking at right now. Unsettled air, warm, moist, humid air. And that's what we're going to be looking at, as we indicated yesterday, for the next several days until we get toward the tail end of the work week. Thursday right now, it's going to be 90 degrees, but we're not really looking at any chances of precipitation. Same thing with Friday. We're going to be working our way up into that low 90 degree range. Saturday and Sunday right now appear to be shaping up as a little bit damper than what we will be seeing pretty much all week long. A little bit more organization with a couple of these systems, especially late in the day on Saturday and Saturday night and during the day on Sunday. But all the way through that period, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the upper 80s, if not close to 90, until we move into Sunday. That's when a frontal system will be moving through earlier in the morning. Low 80s for a high on Sunday, low 80s for Monday. But then as we move through the work week next week, we are going to be looking at temperatures once again revving up. 76 is all the cooler we're going to get tonight. Sun will set this evening at 9:12, rise tomorrow morning at 6:14, 91, partly sunny skies tomorrow. Again, a chance of a shower later in the day, especially in northern Michigan. 91 for a high, 68 for a low, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, 90 for a high, 69 for a low. Incidentally, the record low in the state, 43. That was set back in 1912. A year ago, 85 was our high, 63 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Who have we got standing by, John?
We've got Rick Hollister over at the Andersons that we're going to talk to first for this Tuesday market report.
All right. Hopefully he can keep it going.
Hope so.
From what it was yesterday. We'll put Rick on the hot grill here in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. This reminder, all you got to do is go to the website, wsgw.com, and you can register to be a part of our Michigan Fruit Pie competition at the Saginaw Fair. That's going to be Tuesday, August the 2nd. You have a chance to qualify to win one of 3 cash prizes provided by Star of the West Melling. Our broadcast from there and the competition brought to you in part by the folks at Star of the West, Michigan Sugar Company, and American Crystal Sugar Beet Seed. Again, for more information, just go to the WSGW.com website. Entries have to be submitted by July the 28th, so we can notify you. Again, all we're looking for is the recipes, what you're going to prepare. Obviously, store-bought pies, they don't cut it, do they, John?
Not at all.
And we can tell the homemade ones with the store-bought ones. Trust me. More on that and a few other things as well, but let's get to Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. And Rick, I'm really sorry, but the last time I looked, I saw that your feet were burning.
Yeah, we have not had a good day in corn and soybeans so far, starting with the overnight last night. Lower. These weather forecasts, Terry, market always is trying to look out 1 or 2 weeks ahead. At least, and this time of year when we're talking about corn pollination and soybean crops getting into that reproductive stage, we're trying to outguess the weather at least 10 days out, if not a couple weeks. So yesterday we came in and the forecast 10 to 15 days out looked warmer and drier, possible ridging pattern setting up out west that would block the movement of fronts and keep the rain out of the Midwest, and this morning just kind of the opposite. It's a little cooler, it's a little wetter, and so it's a kind of that typical summer weather forecast affecting the markets today. Wheat, on the other hand, kind of choppy. It traded a little higher in the overnight, traded lower in the overnight. It was a little bit lower first thing this morning. When we got started, and then it came back higher. It's been all over the map today, about a 30-cent range from 10 higher to 20 lower. At this very moment, we are up a nickel. So wheat's trying to be the outlier on the grains page, trying to hang on to some green or some higher trade. U.S. dollar's been in a big sell-off here for a couple 3 days. That would help our prospects for being able to export grain. But we've watched as Russia and Europe have both gotten into their wheat harvest, and as Brazil continues to aggressively push their new crop corn out into the world market, kind of satisfying that feed grain demand for now at least. And that demand has been soft. We've sold a little bit of corn to China here last week, but then that's the first in a long time, and we haven't seen any repeat business yet. So. Also last night, the crop conditions report, I don't know if you've talked about this today yet with anyone, but we expected that the crops condition report that the USDA put out last night at 4 o'clock Eastern time would show a little deterioration in the corn and soybean conditions, and it didn't. We kept about steady with the week before ratings, even though North Dakota and South Dakota crops both deteriorated, corn and beans both a little bit. Overall, in general, Iowa corn still rated very high in the 80+% range, good to excellent. So no help for the markets trading higher in the crop conditions report, and so that leaves us watching these energy markets too. Besides the weather, crude oil sharply higher yesterday, back down today. So the energy market's backing off a little bit today, not tremendous, but backing off, so no help there either.
So what's on the board right now, Rick?
At the moment over at Hemlock, we are old crop corn here for July at 607, new crop for fall delivery at 538, old crop soybeans at 1525, the new crop beans at 1304, red wheat for this summer at 751, new crop next summer at 795, white wheat at 771 for now, and new crop next year at 795.
Stay cool, Rick.
Yep, don't shoot the messenger, guys.
No, not at all. You take care. We want to talk to you again, okay?
Okay,
take care, Rick. All right, Rick Hollister over at Star of the West. Market report brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy to order, 800-234-3280, or go to their website at steinertractor.com. And by Krijak's House, you got to supply the food for an event coming up. John, just give them a call at 989-894-5531. They've got great food.
How's their pie?
Oh, terrific. But you can't use that for the contest, all right?
Of course not.
Okay. Krijak's House, also a great place to dine in. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
Well, for a moment there, we had crude under $100, but now she's running a little over 102. A couple things. China holds less than $1 trillion of U.S. debt. That's the first time in 12 years that they've had less than $1 trillion of our debt. So they're not financing us so much anymore. Kind of interesting. We've got the highest mortgage rate since 2008, 14 years. So that's interesting, to think about. Housing starts were down 6.3% year over year from last June. So the high cost of lumber and building, and besides that, hard to get a person to actually pick up a hammer and do any work, and the supply chain issues and all that stuff is starting to take a little bit of effect. So a few interesting things going on, but the pressure's on corn and soybeans today quite a bit, 2% on corn, 1.5% on soybeans. They got the dollar coming back down a little bit. It got over 109 for a little while there, trading at 106.58 right now. So that's helpful for our exports. Might be helping the stock market a little bit today. Bitcoin got back to 23,000. So that's kind of a bounce back. I'm thinking it was around 19,000 maybe last week. So things move around in a rapid fashion, this world we live in. Here is your numbers. The September corn, or I should say, September corn is 5.98, down 14.25. December corn 5.94.5, down 16.25, and the September of 23 corn 5.76.5, down 10.5. August soybeans 14.77.5, down 19.5. The November soybeans 13.58 3/4, down 21.5. And November of 23 soybeans 12.74, down 11.5 cents. The September wheat is 8.19, up 6.25. December wheat is 8.34.5, up 5 cents. And then the July of 23 wheat is 8.48 1/4, up a nickel. So crude oil 102.30, down 30 cents. Heating oil is 354.07, down 47.5 cents. There's 4.7 cents. Gasoline is 3.25. That's down 1.5 cents, and it still implies about a 3.90 pump price, but we ain't gonna see that for a while. Natural gas is the big loser today, 9.23.5. That's down 14.5 cents, almost 2%. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar gets you 128.92 at the border. That's down 86 ticks. The dollar gets you 137.92 yen. That's down 20 ticks. The euro's bounced back, 102.40. That's up 98 ticks. And the dollar's at 106.57. That's down 80 ticks. Gold's at $17.1260, up $2.40. Silver's $18.75, down 9 cents. Platinum's at $861.10. That's up $5.10.
You take care, Doug. Have a good one, okay?
You too.
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Tips brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. What do you say we hit the road, John?
Let's do it. Let's go out west.
Yeah, out west. Doug Ruppel joining me right now over at the Hilleshog Seeds folks. Doug, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Terry. Very good. Welcome. Greetings from Greeley, Colorado.
Greeley, Colorado. What's the temperature right now?
Well, I think it's about 88 degrees, and they're saying it's going to go north of 95.
Oh boy.
Yesterday they broke records on the high end, and they had lows that didn't get below 75 last night. So they're really warm out here. But they say it's a dry heat. I still say it's just heat.
It's heat. You're the reason why you're out there, Doug.
Well, I'm out here on the Western Sugar Cooperative official variety tour, to where we go around and look at trials throughout the Front Range of Colorado. That's where we started here this morning. We started up in Meade. That's just east of I-25 up in Weld County. And those guys there, they didn't get the water early, and they're actually talking about shutting the water off the 1st of August to mid-August, and that's really going to hurt because these guys usually water right up until September. And you can tell they're a little bit further behind, but you come up north a little bit more to Greeley here, and they've got a different water source, and you know, they've had some rains up in some of the burn areas, and they say they're getting their all their minerals and carbon numbers because some of the water is just black that's running down their pipes, and you can see it in the middle of the rows from the furrow irrigation and that. So water's key to everything, but a lot better looking crop up here in Greeley, and it's all about the water.
Now,
but,
as far as your travels go, other than Greeley, where are you going?
Well, we're heading up north to Brush and Yuma, and then from there we're going to Lyman, Nebraska, and end up in Scottsbluff, Nebraska tonight.
Oh, very interesting. Now you'll report back as to what you find, right?
Yeah, I sure will. I know, talking to them, Jonathan and Terry, that they're looking to be a couple tons off. Usually these guys on the Front Range of Colorado, they average 32, 34 tons over the last 10 years, and they're only projecting maybe a crop this year.
Wow. Doug, hey, we appreciate your input. Thanks a lot. And again, let's talk in about a week or so, and let's talk about what you found over there. All right?
Sounds good. You guys have a great day.
Doug, thank you so much. Doug Grupo with Hilleshog. Let's touch base right now with Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, yesterday, Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo talked a little bit about cybersecurity. Your thoughts?
Yes. Good morning, Terry and Jonathan. Eric did touch on that yesterday, and one of the things he mentioned was getting in touch with your insurance agent, which we appreciate very much. But cyber is a very complicated issue to insure. There's many layers, many options to the policy. They start out fairly basic and with a relatively inexpensive cost, but the more layers you build onto it, of course, the higher the premium gets. So just have a detailed discussion. There's many different coverages, like I said, from covering your public relations costs to furnishing customers with their own sort of identity protection for a period of time to help restore them and keep your good name out there. So there's lots of ways you can structure this, and it just takes a good lengthy conversation.
Yeah, and you folks at the Rummel Agency do have some folks that understand a little bit more about it.
We do, and the coverage is changing quite often, again, because it's relatively new to the insurance world. So even if you have a current policy, it's a good idea to find out what's changed in the last couple years and find out what's new.
All right. Craig Voorhees, thank you so much. We appreciate your input. We'll talk to you again yet this week, okay?
Sounds good, Terry. Thank you very much.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Do we have Steve on the line right now?
Not yet. Let's take a break, and we'll have him when we come back.
Sounds good.
It's been popping up in orchards and vineyards all over. Any origin theories, callers?
Oh, hey, yeah, it's Sevia fungicide from BASF, a category leader in disease control.
How do you explain these healthy crops?
Well, longer-lasting residual. Plus, it's built for current regulatory standards and prepared for what's to come, which improves crop marketing flexibility, so...
A fungicide that is out of this world? I knew it. Sevia fungicide from BASF. Or is it? Always read and follow label directions.
Coming up tomorrow morning, we're going to be up early from 6 until 8. We are going to be at Game Changer Therapy Services at 3727 Wilder Road, We're going to give away some potatoes and some potato chips. It's all a part of the pre-promotion for the Munger Potato Festival. All that activity kicks off a week from this coming Thursday. But as I said, tomorrow we're going to be giving away the spuds, the chips, and also a schedule. So everybody gets plugged in on what's going on Munger, their annual potato festival, and we really look forward to seeing each and every one of you. Again, that's at 3727 Wilder Road, right by the railroad tracks. So just stop by and see us. Let's double check right now. Do we have Steve on the line? No, we don't. As far as activities coming up, we mentioned about the potato chip giveaway, which is next week or tomorrow. Next week, we really kick off with lots of activities. Again, the Munger Potato Festival starts off on Thursday of next week, but starting July the 24th through the 30th, it's the 141st Annual Tuscola County Fair, and they're going to be inviting back harness racing. It returns for the first time in quite a few years. Saturday and Sunday, July 23rd and 24th, 5:30, and that's going to be before the fair kicks off. The state purse is over $72,000. Kids Day is Tuesday, July the 26th, and we'll be broadcasting from the Tuscola County Fair on Thursday, July the 28th. That's when we have the auction, the livestock auction. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, but now we conclude our program with a playing of the National Anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSG